Hi, it's Michael Whitehouse, the guy who knows a guy with your motivational minute. I was walking around my house this morning, and this thought came to me, which is, this is my life now. And this is kind of a byline for quite some time for me, because, when I was in my 20s, I owned a game store, right? Now I've got a wall of games in my basement. I used to have a wall of games in my store. I made less than $10,000 a year, but I lived in a space, well, not lived, but spent all my time in a space full of intelligent intellectual geeks. We had wonderful conversations about politics and science and gaming, of course, and philosophy and all kinds of fantastic things, much life of the mind. It was a virtual salon, if you will, and that was my life. And then at another point in my life, I struggled with money, and that was my life. At one point, I was young and single and doing all the things that a young single guy does, and a lot of things that most young single guys don't do. And that was my life. Then I met my wife. I was married. I was committed. That was my life until we had a child, and that was my life then. And so at different points, I at a certain point just came to acknowledge, this is my life now. Whatever happens, I just roll with it. So I went from virtually living in a game store to selling cars and selling insurance. Pretty big transition, but that was my life. And at the time, that was upsetting until I just started letting it happen and realize that whatever will happen will happen. Yes, I have some control over the direction I drive my life in and the efforts I make, but it can take time to develop. I struggled for money for a very long time. I had very poor credit for a very long time. That's what I got used to. And then I started making more money, and I finally found the right businesses to get into, and I improved my credit and fixed my credit. And now I have this house. If you told me 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that we would have this house and I'd be in my current financial situation and my current financial family situation, 10 years ago I'd have been like, yeah, right, yeah, sure. You sure don't mean a different Michael Whitehouse? By 5 years ago, I was like, sure, that could happen. A lot of people have this mentality in 2020 now, which is like, aliens? Yeah, okay. Murder hornets? Why not? Global pandemic? Sounds reasonable. Stuff just happens. I adopted that kind of easygoing attitude years ago, and it's really served me well. To not try to deny and not try to be like, no, I just do this right here. This is me. Instead, it's just, oh, okay, where are we going now? Oh, I'm a parent now. Oh, well, that's interesting. What does a parent need to have? All right, let me go get that skill set, get working on that. Oh, I'm a homeowner? I'm going to be able to buy a home? Oh, well, that's pretty cool. So what's that entail? What am I going to need for that? Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a coach now. Okay, cool. Yeah. So what do I need? What do I need for that? And not saying I just let life happen to me, because obviously these changes have happened because of effort. But even when you spend years planning and working towards something, when you finally get there and your life changes because of it, there's still that moment of like, wait, what? This actually happened? I'm actually there? And so by adopting this kind of reed in the wind attitude of saying, okay, this is my life now, and embracing it. So I don't know if I'm going to be in this house until I may die in my bed upstairs 50 years from now. Or this house could get hit by a giant rock from space. Or we could be forced to move to Montana. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know where we're going to go. So I'm going to make the most of what we have now. I'm going to be grateful for what we have now in terms of family and friends and living arrangements and a giant wall of board games that I can't use because we can't have people over, but someday we will. It's going to happen. Quarantine. This is my life now. When quarantine's over, oh, wow, you have people in our game room? Weird. Guess, you guessed it, this is my life now. Just kind of work with it. Don't fight it. Live life. Let it happen. Be grateful for the good things that happen. Be grateful for the opportunities, even in the bad things that happen. I'm Michael Whitehouse. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have found this valuable. If you have found this video valuable, please share it with somebody. Tag somebody in the comments. Let somebody else know about this message if you have found it to be a useful one. And if you haven't found it to be useful, well, maybe wait till tomorrow. I might have a better message then. Or if you have feedback, I'd love to hear it. Just comment or message or however you want to get in touch. I'm Michael Whitehouse. See you tomorrow.